Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing a review of the Gozney Dome after 1 year of use, because it's been around a year since we've had it now, so we thought we would just update our review and tell you what we think of it, tell you the good points and bad points and the things we've experienced along the way, which has been quite a lot really, hasn't it? So yeah, so we're going to start off saying we think it's an absolutely fantastic pizza oven. It's so good. It's one of the best things we've ever bought. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's sturdy. It cooks amazing pizza, as you've no doubt seen in the channel if you watch our videos. So yeah, there's no fault in the fact that it makes great pizzas, and that's what it's built to do. So in that respect, it's absolutely fantastic. Now, we have had a few issues with it. This isn't the original, let's put it that way. We've had how many? One, two. I think this is the third one we've had, and what's been happening really is that the stone has been cracking on this side, and we've had numerous different cracks. We had one across the middle there, we had one up here to there, we had another one which sort of cracked up that way as well, I think. So like there's been a few cracks, and Gozney have been brilliant. They've sort of fixed, they've basically sent us a new one straight away, or they've replaced it, fixed it, brought it back again sort of thing. This is actually one that they actually replaced, so this is like a brand new oven, and that was about 8 months ago maybe that we got this, and since then we've not had an issue at all. Now, but we have been using a new technique to light it. Now, I know there's a lot of people reading groups and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who are worried about using wood and they just won't use it. They're just using gas. Now, I think I've found a way that it will stop cracking, because it's worked so far in 8 months. Now, what we do is we light it up with the gas. So we'll light it up with the gas to get the stone up to temperature a bit, and then once the stone's a bit warmer, what we then do is light the wood in the normal way. So we sort of put the wood in the middle, light it up, let it all heat up, and because the oven's already warm, it does actually make the wood burn faster and hotter quicker, and it keeps the stone floor hotter as well. So we heat up the wood, we move it over to the side, we swap around the bits and pieces that you need to swap around, and then we start cooking with the wood, and it works really well. We've not had any issues with the stone since we've started doing it that way, gas then wood, rather than just lighting up with wood. So it's kind of like curing the oven every time we use it almost, but it works for us. The stone's not cracked, so we're happy with that. So yeah, so that's the way to do it. Brilliant. So as other things with the dome, things that have changed, well, the doors came out, and we never had this a year ago, so obviously this has been making a difference. What's quite good about the door and the dome is that we're able to just sit it on this brand new shelf as well, which is obviously new as well. And then when you're lighting with the wood and it's a really windy day or whatever, just putting the door there sort of shields the flame from the wind, and then that sort of helps the flame sort of burn up, because when it's windy, one of the things about this oven is that when it's windy it can be quite tricky getting the wood to light, so obviously having a little bit of a shield here helps it light up. Also, since we got our dome, they've sent us the new ashtray, which we've done a wee review of on the channel. So obviously this isn't much different from the old one, it still pulls out and things, but the main difference being that it just looks better, sort of more aesthetically pleasing, I guess you could say. The oven itself is actually in quite good condition for after a year. There's a few little paint chips here and there, but considering this has basically been sitting under this pergola with the cover on for the last 8 months, as you can see, it looks in pretty good nick. I'm not seeing any chips to the paint or anything. There's no marks on the paint. The paint's actually pretty nice, so it's looking okay. There's a little bit of, I don't know what that is on there, but there's something on there. But in general, I would say the oven looks pretty good. It's clean. It's the paint work is still nice. It still cleans up really nice. So yeah, that's perfect as well. Now, as you can see, we aren't using the original flue. We've got an extended flue. The reason we do that is just so it goes above the pergola. But I also think this helps for soot to not get on the front of the oven. So that's the reason I do that. It's quite cheap to do, it's quite easy. Also, the stand which we got with it is still looking pretty good as well. Again, this has been uncovered for ever since we got the very first dome, so probably for a year now, and the paintwork on this is perfect. It's not rusting anywhere as far as I know. The shelves are still pretty sturdy and not falling off. So yeah, overall, like in terms of the design and the durability of it all, I would say it's been absolutely, after all this time, it's been absolutely perfect, yeah, so we're quite pleased with it.
On pricing of the new accessories?
Yeah, I do think the pricing of the accessories could be a bit extreme. For instance, the door, £99, it's a well sturdy door. The door I'm not too fussed about because the door is something we use all the time. That is probably our most used accessory. You also get the little steam injector which goes in the back. I can't remember how much it is, about 50 quid or something, but we've barely used it. But then the weather hasn't been great. UK weather isn't the best really, so we've not really made bread in the dome as much as I would like, so that might be something that we do more, and then that will get more and more use. This shelf here, the wood shelf or wood loader, I can't remember what it's called. No, wood loader's the accessory you use to put the wood on the shelf, but we'll call this the wood shelf. I don't use it. It's kind of just been sitting in there ever since I bought it. The reason is because when you put it in and then you raise the wood up using that, it sort of reduces the space you've got to cook on. So, I mean, it makes it harder to get pizzas in now. I don't really like that accessory, so I don't use it at all. But I think it's, as long as you're sort of careful when you're lighting the wood, then the wood being on the floor doesn't really matter. Like I say, 8 months, no issues. So yeah, so the accessories are sort of a mixed bag. Okay, so I mean, after all this time, I have to say our conclusion is that it's holding up really well. The stone is still looking in good condition. The oven's still heating up really nicely. It's still cooking amazing pizzas. It's a very, very versatile oven, so you can cook pizzas, you can use cast iron pans and cook fish, meat, you can cook bread, you can cook cakes. Quite a lot of these things we've done videos for on the channel. So yeah, after the year, I'd say our opinion hasn't changed. It's still a brilliant pizza oven. The price has went up, I believe, since we got it. We got it a sort of an introductory price. I think it was 1,250, but now I think it might be 1,500. I'm not sure, to be honest. I've not looked at the numbers, but I know it is more expensive. So I guess at the end of the day, it just depends what you're looking for in an oven. They do the Rockbox, which is the cheaper pizza oven. So obviously, if you don't want to spend your loads of money because you only make pizzas occasionally, then that's probably a better purchase. But if you're sort of really love your pizzas and you want to do more versatile cooking, then this is probably the one to look at, because it's probably the cheapest larger pizza oven out there. So yeah, there's a little review. Like, subscribe, check out the book, and we'll see you next time. Bye!